So while this isn't really a particularly funny story, I have a funny story for how I kind of got into looking into it, right? I've been playing games now for a while. Started with Destiny 2. I just got a bug up my ass. I wanted to play a fucking video game. I haven't played a video game forever. I hadn't really taken time for myself. Channel slowed down. I kind of saw it as a moment to maybe sneak in a game or two, see how things are going. But this phase of wanting to play video games really badly is just continuing. So, it's been about a month now that I've kind of been straddling the worlds of being involved in everything that's going on and kind of not paying attention to a lot of it because I just want to get shit done so I can play video games, right? It's tough. It's difficult to balance everything. A full-time job and a full-time job and wanting to actually do things to have fun. It's tough. So, I'm kind of relegated to headlines, like titles and thumbnails. So, if the title and the thumbnail aren't something that really piques my interest, then I pass it on. And I kind of, you know, I'm good at just using everything around me. So I used, like, people at work to help me kind of come up with ideas too. I use you guys to come up with ideas. So, dude comes up to me at work and he says, "Did you hear Kevin Spacey's gay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I heard Kevin Spacey was gay years ago. Everybody was talking about how Lex Luthor was gay. I've known Kevin Spacey was gay for forever." I'm like, "Fuck, Francis Underwood's gay, like bi or whatever." Like, yeah. Then he was like, "Oh, okay," and that was it. That was all he said about it. And then I started hearing about Kevin Spacey's in the news, and I'm like, I wonder what Kevin Spacey's in the news for. That he's gay? Like, what the who gives a shit that he's gay? Who cares? And then I found out that House of Cards was canceled. And I'm like, because Kevin Spacey's gay? I'm like, dude, Netflix made a bad decision. They're going to get destroyed over this. So I looked into it. And that's when I saw that, hey, Kevin Spacey's gay. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? Why is House of Cards getting canceled if Kevin Spacey's just gay? And then I saw this. I saw about Anthony Rapp. And I heard the story of what he claims. And I was like, holy shit. And I saw them say, I honestly do not remember the encounter. It would have been over 30 years ago. My first problem with that statement is, this is not like a common thing. You know what I mean? It's not like once a month or so you just wind up throwing a 14-year-old on your bed, crawling on top of him. It's not something that happens every day, or at least it shouldn't. So you'd think an event like that would stand out in your mind. But of course he was drunk. So I guess, how could he possibly remember? Whatever. But if I did behave in that, as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been a deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. And I'm sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him all these years. Like, that's pretty flippant. Man, it was a long time ago. I don't remember that. Well, if I did, sorry. You know, I was drunk. What? Okay. I guess, hey, you know? And honestly, that would have been bad enough. And I don't know. I think maybe he's masking how bad that fucking sounds with, the story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are stories out there about me, and that some have been... fucking hell. I have to widen it for myself so I can fucking read it. Been fueled by the fact that I have been so protective of my privacy, as those closest to me know. In my life, I have had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I choose now to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. Now, okay, fine. Because honestly, you know, it's one of those things where if you're living, you know, just as a person in the world, and somebody comes out and says, he had sex with me, he's gay. I think the best way to deal with it is to just be like, yep, I'm gay. Because then everybody just kind of goes, oh, he's gay. And it's not like a big thing then. You know, it doesn't turn into an ordeal. If you go, oh, I'm not gay. Oh, no. I just, you know, it looks bad. So just, you know, go with it. That's fine. But, dude, like, first of all, we've all known. I thought we all knew. I kind of thought we all knew. I didn't know that this wasn't common knowledge. Apparently I had insight somewhere that... But I think I've known since, like, American Beauty days that Kevin Spacey was gay. Whatever. But the whole tweet is just really bad. It starts examining his own behavior. Like... why anybody would say any of this after such a thing? It's so flippant and just disrespectful, and gay people are very, very upset because they're trying to not be looked at like pedophiles. And here's... so they're pissed, really pissed. And I think that's why it didn't save him, because God knows enough people were on the... hey, Kevin Spacey's gay. Did you hear Kevin Spacey's gay? Oh my God, Kevin Spacey. He's gay. So many people ran with that as like the story. And it would have been like, Kevin Spacey flippantly dismisses child molestation allegations. That would have been, first of all, it's far sexier of a title. You know what I mean? Than Kevin Spacey. Who gives a shit anymore? Do we even do that anymore these days? Do people come out? But to use it as like a shield. Like, I don't get where these people come up with these ideas that this is going to work. Like, I know it's supposed to be like the bubble, right? Like, that's supposed to be the bubble. Like, they say that because they're in the bubble. And they go, this is the way it works in my bubble, so this is the way it works in the world, right? Like, I get that, but it doesn't even work like that, like in the bubble. Gay people are really pissed because this is bullshit. So, yeah, it didn't really work very long, the whole, oh, but I'm gay thing. But man, did everybody run with it. So that's kind of fucking embarrassing that the news would be like, oh, Kevin Spacey's gay. Like, seriously, that's what you get from that? You don't get, so I almost raped you. That was years ago. I don't even remember that. Come on. That's a pretty flippant way to fucking describe things. But what I thought was even more shocking than Kevin Spacey going, bah, and the news going, Kevin Spacey's gay. And what really fucking killed me was everybody that's now... Here's at least let me show you. I can read this. Okay, I can read this. Okay. Rosie O'Donnell tweets out, you don't remember the incident 30 years ago? Let's break through it line by line. You don't remember the incident 30 years ago. It's almost like, it is ridiculous that he wouldn't remember this kind of an incident, even after 30 years. You'd think that it would be something that you wouldn't wake up the next morning and be like, my shirt. Like, you'd go, oh, fuck. That was almost bad. Like, but I imagine this is fuck you, Kevin. Like Harvey, we all knew about you. You knew? Did you, Rosie? did you know? Because if you knew, what the fuck? Why didn't you out him 30 years ago? Or whatever. Like, I get it's you know, the victim blaming. No. Like, I'm sorry. It's the way I am. I understand a lot of people aren't like that. And honestly, if I was in this situation, it's one of those things where you go, I hope I would do what I think I would do, but I don't exactly know that if I would do what I think I would do. But I hope that I would be the person that would fucking invest every action in my life into ruining that person. Like, if you raped me, I think I would stop at nothing to make sure that you never were able to do that to another person again. I would be, oh my God, I would see you so fast. I would make sure that you go, there would be no deals. There would be no paying me off. No, 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 no. This is going to go to trial. You don't understand. I don't want your money. I want your life. I want to ruin you. I want to wake up every morning going, that person's thinking of me. And they're thinking of me because I fucked them exactly the way they fucked me because I wake up thinking of them every day. It'd be one of those, it'd be that happy cycle. You'd wake up thinking about the horrible thing that happened to you and how wonderful it is that you ruined that person for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'd want to go with it. And I would bear myself to make sure it happened. Wouldn't care. I would find somebody that would help me. No matter what it took. I would figure out a way to just ruin that person. Period. And I don't know, maybe it's one of those things where, like, in Hollywood, you'd think, oh, my job's on the line. But fuck that, man. Like, be that person that's like, you can't do that to me. Sorry. No. Make a fucking big a deal as you can about it. See if you can ride that way. I don't know, but figure something out. Because you can't let this happen to other people. It's like, I don't know. It's sad. It's just, the whole situation's just sad. Rape victims, it's just sad. Because you should want to be like, fuck that. I'm not letting that happen to anybody else. But at the same time, you're so caught up in, oh my God, this happened to me. I get, you know, there's a lot of different ways that it can be looked at. But man. But if you're Rosie O'Donnell, and you know that this is happening, I knew. There's so many people. Oh, we all knew. They're talking about Family Guy did a bit where Stewie was running naked down through the mall or whatever. I just escaped from Kevin Spacey's basement or something like that. And so if, like, how is this a joke then? Like, if people know, what are you doing? Rosie O'Donnell. Is that supposed to make you look good? Like, I don't understand people these days. They say this dumb fuck shit. And it's like they don't really think about what they're saying. We all knew. We all knew about you. I hope more men come forward. I wish you would have come forward. Like, think about all the guys. Like, apparently there's people on the set of House of Cards that have had shit happen to them. Kevin Spacey. And imagine them sitting there going, bitch, you knew? You mean it's entirely possible I didn't have to be molested? Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad how virtuous you are. That you knew but didn't say anything, and so I got touched. That's great. Oh, I would be so pissed. So pissed. Like, you knew? You fucking knew. She's coming out and saying, oh, we knew. Motherfucker. And it's like, dude, these situations, Harvey Weinstein, all these fucking guys in Hollywood that do this dumbass shit, you have to know sooner or later it's coming down. Especially in the atmosphere that we're in now. You have to know this shit's coming down. Sooner or later, somebody's going to say enough. And these guys do it for so long because nobody says anything. And so they just go, I'm allowed to do it. Because what are you going to say? And they use that as an excuse. I've done this to dozens of people. And now I'm doing it to you. And they didn't talk either. You ain't going to say shit, bitch. And they go with it. And, you know, hey, I'm not saying fuck you for doing that. I can understand it. I get it. But man, you gotta say something, because it's other people, especially if it's, I've done this to dozens of people and they're not talking, and neither will you. I would be like, you've done this to dozens of people, you have to be stopped. Like, that's my mindset. I don't know, but I get that sometimes you just draw within and you go, I can't be a part of the circus. Like, not everybody wants to be a part of the circus, and I totally get that too, because man, you get plastered everywhere. But I would just use every instance as an occasion to try and ruin that person that much more. Everything. I would invest everything of myself into it. But, yeah, the thing that really makes me sad is, you know, these people, they're not like private citizens. You know, it's not like you or me. This happens to you or me, our life is ruined. But, dude, there's Grips. Craft services girl or guy, whatever, you know, the police officer number 6, secret agent dude, you know, like all these people, their jobs just overnight. Hundreds of people worked on that show, and that's it. It's done. Sorry, no more work overnight. Because Kevin Spacey just loves cock that much. And it's like, dude, you're ruining so many people. It's so sad. It's just sad. And I guess he had like a foundation, which I imagine it was there to, I imagine it was supposed to be there to do good things. I don't know anything about it, so I can't say that it's there to do good things because I have no idea what it does. But I imagine if he's got a Kevin Spacey Foundation, it's probably a thing that he funnels his charity actions through. And now that's, you know, that's got to go, because who's going to partner with the Kevin Spacey Foundation now? Like, and all of those people are going to lose their jobs. All of the things that the foundation has been doing to do whatever, who even knows? And all that's done now. And that's why I'm saying, if 30 years ago, before Kevin Spacey was Kevin Spacey, when he was Turgo from fucking Hear No Evil, See No Evil, 30 years ago, if Anthony Rapp's parents would have said, why did you walk home from Mr. Spacey's house, and why are you crying? If, you know, they would have dug into what fucking happened there, or if he would have said something to him, or I don't even know the circumstances of how nothing got done, but nothing got done. And if something would have got done 30 years ago, all of these things would have not happened. All the mass firings, probably 2,000 people just lost their jobs. Because Kevin Spacey can't control himself. Firstly, like, that's the first thing. Kevin Spacey, dick move. You can't do that to people. You can't just fucking rape people. Sorry, you can't. We don't live in a rape culture where you actually get away with that. That's what they try to sell you, but it doesn't really work that way. You don't get away with it. You can't do that shit. So first you got that, and then secondly, nobody said anything. And Rosie O'Donnell knew, and Rosie O'Donnell didn't say anything. Nobody said anything. Everybody made jokes about it. So when you make jokes about it, it becomes a thing where, oh, it's a funny thing that they talk about in Hollywood. It's a joke. Well, it's a joke based in fact. So that's not the joke. It trivializes it. Makes it where people don't look at it. And it makes it to where victims go, everybody thinks it's a joke. Everybody's going to think it's a joke. And then success builds. And a whole lot of people get hired to work with Kevin Spacey. And a whole lot of people just lost their job. It's so sad. The whole situation's so sad. This is why we can't do this kind of shit. We can't prey upon each other. As human beings, we cannot prey upon each other as if we were animals. We have to be able to control ourselves. You offer the fucking lad money, and if he takes it, then you rape him. No, you just can't fuck kids. Sorry, I know. There's just no good situation in which you can have sex with a child. It just doesn't work. My bad. I'm usually the fix-it guy, and I come up with the good solutions, but I don't have one for this. You really just can't fuck kids. It's not a good idea. So, sorry, you gotta stop. Because everybody suffers when you do this dumb shit. But it's a vicious cycle. An incident happens, and the person doesn't say anything, so the perpetrator figures, I can do this. And then another incident happens, and nobody says anything. So they go, this is still working. And they just keep rolling with it, and they get to the point where they're like, I'm untouchable. I can do whatever I want. And it's because nobody says anything. First and foremost, don't get me wrong, first and foremost, it's because it's happening in the first place. It shouldn't happen in the first place, but when it does, man, you gotta fucking do something about it. You can't just let it go. I don't know. It's just very sad. It's just very sad. I can't stand to see human beings preying on each other. It's just sad. And just the amount of hardship coming from it. So sad. But I don't know, man. Did you hear Kevin Spacey's gay?